Hi there learners, and welcome back to another math literacy video where today we're talking about something that compares the parts of a whole, and that is proportion. Have you ever tried baking something and let's say for example biscuits, and you've had to adjust the recipe because you either wanted more or fewer biscuits? Well, that's where proportion comes in. So let's break it down in today's video. Now, a proportion simply shows two ratios that are equal. This then means that if one or the other changes, if one, for example, changes, then the ratio has to change in order to make sure that it's balanced. We use proportions in everything from recipes to maps to even resizing images. So let's once again look at 3 examples, and then I'm going to give you one challenge that I want you to answer in the comments. So let's start with a simple example. Suppose I'm baking cookies. And the recipe says that I need 2 cups of flour for every 3 cups of sugar. Now, if you want to make a bigger batch and use 4 cups of flour, how much sugar are you going to need? So they want to work on 4 cups and they want to know how much sugar do we need. So we've basically got 2 steps. The first step is to set up our proportion, right? So what have we got? We have 2 cups of flour. We have 3 cups of sugar. I hope that fits in. Right. Now, we want that to equal 4 cups of flour. And what are we trying to find out? The amount of sugar that we need for our 4 cups. So what are we going to have to do here? Right, so now I'm going to write it out like this. Again, we've got our 2 cups of flour that they told us about. And for every 2 cups of flour, we're using 3 cups of sugar. So they want to know how much sugar we're going to be using, or how many cups of sugar we're going to be using if we have 4 cups of flour. So that is step 1. It's similar to what we did in rate. But now we're going to cross multiply this. We're going to put our flour over here, our 2 cups of flour. We're going to bring our sugar across there because we don't know what that is going to be. And we're going to move our 3 cups of sugar over there. So we're going to have our 3 and we're going to multiply that by 4. So this x, and I know you don't want to see x because of algebra. It's basically 2 multiplied by our x equals 3 multiplied by 4. And please don't worry, we are still in math literacy. We are not in math core. Okay, so what is this now? 2x then equals 12. And now what are we going to do? We're going to divide this by 2, which means we need to divide that by 2. And we get to an answer of 6, which again, according to what we needed to do, means that this is 6 cups of sugar. Okay, so if I double the flour, I must also increase the sugar to 6 cups to maintain the proportion. That's what this is all about. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's now deal with a map. And imagine a map has a scale of 1 centimeter, and that 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers. Now, if the distance between 2 cities on a map, so city number 1, city number 2, if that distance on the map, I say again, on the map is 8 centimeters, then they want to know what is and we know this, the actual distance. In other words, a distance measured in kilometers. I mean, nobody walks around and says, well, I've walked 50,000 centimeters or 5,000 centimeters. Yeah, we just, no, we don't do that. So the first thing we need to do, like we did previously, is set up the proportion. So we've got our 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers, and that's equal to 8 centimeters, and we don't know how many kilometers. Again, my apologies for using x. I know MathLit, we don't want to see that, but this is what we deal with. So using the same principle, we're going to take our 1 centimeter and our X number of kilometers. And we're going to go with our 5 kilometers and our 8 centimeters. And what does that leave us with? 1x equals 5 times 8, that is 40. Okay, now obviously, if it's 1x, it's really just x equals 40. But 40 what? What are we looking for? We are looking for kilometers. So that answer is 40 kilometers. So where 1 centimeter equals 5 kilometers, this 8 centimeters is going to equal 40 kilometers as the actual distance. Okay, so this one is going to be slightly different. And because we don't have the proportion, I'm just going to make x equals, but what do I have? I've got the fact that 60 out of the 150 learners are left-handed, and they want to know what that proportion is when I simplify that. So what's going to happen? I'm simply going to take my 60 and I'm going to divide that by the 150, and I'm going to end up with something like 0.4, which is 40%. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that 40% of the students that we have, the 60, so our 60 equals 40% out of the 150 students that are left-handed. And here's the challenge that I'm going to leave you with today, and I want to see that answer in the comments to see if you are going to get this right. If a train travels 300 kilometers in 4 hours, how far is it going to travel in 10 hours? I'll repeat that again. If a train travels 300 kilometers in 4 hours, then how far is it going to travel in 10 hours? Leave your answers in the comments below. I'll let you know what the answer is once I start seeing yours. But again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and share.